Hey there, it's Isaac, and I'm back. Today, I want to talk to you about the Anovos Premiere line First Order Stormtrooper helmet. Now, the one that I've got was one of the originals that they sent out when the 501st was making the original, kind of reveal kits of the First Order Stormtrooper during Celebration and the premiere of the movie. So the one that you get, from my understanding, is actually even better than this one. But this is like one of the first runs. This one came out in the market, and I bought it off a friend of mine that was selling his. Um, Now, a little background on Anovos. They came onto the scene a couple years ago. I got familiar with them when they were offering the kits for the First Order Stormtrooper before Celebration in Anaheim. And my first thought was, it's an expensive helmet. It's an expensive kit. And that's because I'm used to buying fan-made stuff that you have to make yourself and fit yourself, and weather if the character that you're gonna wear has weathering and things like that. And so, I thought, man, that's really expensive. Until I felt one. I showed up to their booth at Celebration in Anaheim, and the first thing I wanted to see was like the helmet. And the lady at the booth walks over with the helmet, and I asked her if I could see the inside, because I heard there was like some good padding or something on the inside. And when I held the helmet, it was a game changer. Like, it really does have an amazing feel, an amazing look, and it's amazing it all the way around. Now, the argument for these are pricey or they're expensive. You don't When you think of that, you don't really think of the production time that you're going to spend getting a new helmet or a new kit for a character, new armor or something. So I was basing what I paid for fan made kits, and then not factoring in how much I spent on supplies, tools to build the helmets, build the kits, the third party stuff that doesn't always come with, like the lenses, the hardware, like the bolts and things like that. If it's say an original trilogy Stormtrooper, the paint, and then the time that it takes to build that. So I mean, look at what you make at work, an hour, and factor in how long you're going to be building your helmet. I mean, for me, I'm seasoned at it, but it still takes me a couple weeks to make a helmet. And so when I look at the time that I've spent, and what I get out of that, and then I compare it to what I can just buy off the shelf from Anovos. Anovos is actually cheaper for me. I could spend my time doing something that makes me more money or something like that. So when I look at the cost involved, it's actually cheaper for me just to go to Anovos and buy a pro line type helmet. And when I show this to you, your mind's gonna be blown at how much detail and how much goes into these things. So I'm gonna take a look, and we'll walk you through that. Here's my original. This was the first batch of helmets that Anovos produced for the Force Awakens movie premiere. So this was called, I mean, if you're looking it up on the internet, people are calling these the Alpha helmets. But I want to walk you through a couple things that they just do so well. The detailing that goes along with this helmet. The vents are cut out. You've got metal greeblies. And what I'm really impressed with the most is the detailing. So when I show this to somebody, and it's hard to pick up on video, but there's actually metal grate that goes along. There's a metal grate under here that goes over the black resin that's in here. So the detailing on that is amazing. The paint job that they do is perfect. And then the one thing that you don't really think of if you're going to wear this, and you can kind of see right here, it's a shadow of the sun coming in the other side of the helmet. So that's looking through the bubble lens on this helmet. Now, when you wear a helmet that has a bubble lens, your distortion goes to nothing. It really, it's hard to see. Everything is distorted. You're walking around, you can't really tell depth and things like that. So the way that they've engineered those lenses, you can actually see through the helmet, and it's amazing. So the greeblies are perfect. It looks like a legitimate, like if I were to hand this to you, the the thought that this is actually a space helmet is you get that feel. It's heavy. Now, that being said, it's not too heavy to wear. I've worn heavy helmets for a while now, and it's lighter than a high school football helmet if you played sports. But it's lighter than, I feel like it's lighter than a motorcycle helmet if you've ever worn one of those. But it is heavier than ABS because it's fiberglass, and it's a nice feel. It's a good weight. Now, here's where I get the most excited about these helmets, and this is what made me change my entire feeling about them. As I drop it, so in here I've got some Velcro for a fan and for my microphone when I talk. Now, what you see in here is thick foam padding that also has a cloth fabric over it that helps the breathability while you wear this helmet. And when you put it on, it literally just feels like you are kind of cocooned in there. There's no other way to describe it other than it's really comfortable. And the padding that's in here isn't just that circle. It goes all the way around the front of the helmet. You've got your vent there so you can get air, and that's the visibility that you see in the helmet. That's what it looks like when you're wearing it. So easy to see through, but dark enough to where you can't really see your eyes. So that's the inside of that helmet, and you can adjust the Velcro of how tight this is around your head and make it tighter or looser, or if you adjust it. Right now I have it kind of lower in the back and higher in the front, and that helps it sit well when I wear it. So that is the First Order Premiere line Anovos Stormtrooper helmet, and I can't recommend their products enough. They've got everything from Star Trek, Star Wars, Ghostbusters, Battlestar Galactica. They've got a lot of franchise licenses, and you would be doing yourself a favor and saving yourself quite a bit of money and time if you just went out and bought one of these instead of trying to buy a fan kit and making it your own. Now, if you really are on a super tight budget, they do have the standard line helmets that are about half the price. They don't have the same foam padding. They do have like a hard hat helmet liner in there, and I know a lot of people that prefer to troop in that. But this is something where if you're a hardcore collector, this is definitely the helmet you want. If you hand it to somebody that's not a costumer, you can't. There's nothing you can't really describe the look in their eyes. I mean, they become part of the fantasy. I think it looks like a Stormtrooper helmet. That's the only way I've said it way too many times in this review, but it's so true. It feels like this is a movie prop versus just a costuming helmet that I wear on the weekends doing charity work. So that's it for the Anovos review. Hope you enjoyed it, and look forward to sharing some more stuff with you soon.